Hey everybody, Josh Ronte, Realtor here in Bear Valley Springs, Tehachapi, California, in one of my listings that we currently have in escrow. So this one is getting ready to have the appraisal done. And so one of the things you want to make sure your listing agent does when it's time for an appraisal, especially if your house is vacant like this one is you want to make sure that the home is ready for the appraiser so that the appraisal does not get held up. So what we're in here doing today, we're checking for smoke detectors, like the one you see right there. And there should be a smoke detector out here in the main living space, but also each bedroom needs to have a smoke detector. So as you see, as we come to this room here, we have smoke detector right up there. So that's good. The other thing we're looking for are carbon monoxide detectors. So that's just in case something that's combustible is putting off carbon monoxide. It's a odorless gas and it can cause you great harm, if not death. And so on this level here, we do not have a carbon monoxide detector. So this is supposed to be just outside this bedroom door. So typically you would see one plugged in down here at that outlet. So we'll go downstairs. One other thing, I'm going to flip the camera around here. One other thing that you want to check for prior to the appraisal is to make sure that the water heater is seismically strapped. So let's get the light on here in the garage. And what we're looking for is solid metal tape. So it used to be, years ago, it was okay for plumber's tape, which was, small, big hole, small, big hole on the entire length of the tape. But that is no longer to code. It's not strong enough. And then the other thing you need to make sure is that you have one strap low, like this one here, and one strap high. Sometimes we see them where two straps are put up at the top or two are put at the bottom, and that doesn't give the water heater enough vertical stability in the case of an earthquake. So as you saw with the ridge crest quake lately, the first day, the 6.4 quake, on the news there was the house that had the garage fire, most likely caused by not having the proper straps on the water heater. The water heater tips over, causes a spark, breaks the gas line, boom, you got yourself a fire. The other thing you want to make sure with your water heater straps is that they're bolted into something strong and firm. So obviously with this, I have a cinder block concrete wall, so it's anchored in properly. If you're in a more conventional type home, you want to make sure that those bolts go into the studs. If it's just going into the drywall, the appraiser is most likely going to call that out and it's going to hold up the process. So you want to make sure, again, especially if your home is vacant, that your real estate agent is checking on all of this stuff as we get ready for the appraiser to come, just so we don't have any holdups. And when you get a holdup, the appraiser has to come back out. It's going to cost you $100. It's usually $100 that the buyer is going to want the seller to pay because the seller didn't have the proper equipment. So down here on this lower level, we don't have a carbon monoxide detector outside these two bedrooms. So any hallway outside of bedrooms need a carbon monoxide detector. If all three bedrooms are down at the end of the one hallway, just one will do. If you have a split wing home or a multi-level home, you're going to need one outside of each bank of bedrooms. So that's my tip for the day. Make sure that you have a realtor that is aware and capable of making sure that your house is ready for the appraiser to come. Thank you.